Everybody, and we are live on a new game. This is session 3 of the Dead Suns. We've been on hiatus for like 2 months now, but we're finally back. And for once, I think the way that we start these games out is especially apt, and we will start out as normal with, does anybody remember what happened?
Okay, I remember showing up on the space station, and there being this big fight thing that the stupid raccoon got us into the middle of. And we followed this blood trail until my common sense started tingling, or whatever,
Well,
and I was like, danger ahead! Danger ahead!
Yeah.
So we turned around and we headed back towards the spire thing, and we met, well, first we met the secretary, and Wayne got all tongue-tied.
Yep.
And then we got shown up to see
Chisk.
And we basically got to tell him that the dwarf dude was dead.
Yep.
And then he said, "To be continued."
That sounds like me. Alright. You
mean Chiskus.
Well, Chiskus sounds like me, so...
I know, everybody sounds like you, it's creepy.
I know, it's, especially since I'm really bad at doing voices, they all just are basically me.
You should just do them all as Mr. U.
Or not. Alright, so yeah, that basically sums up what happened last time. Dorver Creel, who was supposed to be your contact on the station and was supposed to usher you into becoming Starfinders, was murdered when you first arrived on the deck, or at least killed in the crossfire. You're not 100% certain which. And so you were left to find your own way to the Starfinder Society headquarters and report to Chiskis about what had happened and hopefully get some next steps from him. And so you've gotten in. He's very disappointed as you tell him that Dorver Creel is dead, and so he says, "I'm sorry that I cannot welcome you to Absalom Station under better circumstances. I assure you that such attacks are not a daily occurrence, though I realize that this is likely small comfort to you. I am pleased that none of you was seriously hurt, but I grieve for Dorvor's death. He was a valued member of our society and a friend. May the Lady of Graves be kind in her judgment of his soul." He, kind of at this, bows, or I shouldn't say he, it's a they. Like I said in the last episode, it is a they. They bow their head and kind of momentarily after saying that, and then looking up, their compound eyes glittering as they do so, they continue. "What puzzles me is the reason behind the attack." They then kind of type a few commands into the computer console sitting in front of them, and then they say, "According to the incident report just released by station security, 2 gangs were involved in the attack, the Downside Kings and the Level 21 crew." And for your edification, the Downside Kings were the ones that you murdered / incapacitated all of them. I think actually only one of them died, and it was actually the other group that shot him. I think all the others, Kima just put to sleep while Rek wildly shot at everybody and didn't manage to kill anyone. And the Level 21 crew, those are the ones where they actually all did survive, and they took off down the hallways, and those were the ones that you followed before your Lashunta senses started tingling.
I was completely useless. I tried really hard, but I was completely useless.
So, back to Chiskis.
He mentioned the Lady of Graves. I think in meta, I know who that is. Or, I mean, I recognize the name, but
yeah.
What would I know about that as wreckage? Or rather, basically, I just want to know who it is for sure, because I don't remember for sure.
Okay. The Lady of Graves is the god in charge of basically the afterlife. So it's kind of like, I don't know, Anubis. Is that the right one? But yeah, so she judges all of the souls that pass into the afterlife and sends them along to their various planes of existence based off of their god that they worshipped before they died. And the Lady of Graves is a name for Pharasma. So that's the actual name of the god herself. Is there anything else you want to know concerning that?
No, I think we're good. I think I'm good there.
Okay. So anyway, back to Chiskisk. According to the incident report just released by station security, 2 gangs were involved in the attack, the Downside Kings and the Level 21 crew. Gang wars are not uncommon on the station, but they usually confine themselves to the more lawless sectors, like the puddles. It is rare for street gangs to battle openly in public areas like the docks. I cannot help but wonder whether it is all as it seems. There must be a reason why those 2 gangs were at Docking Bay 94 at that time, the time of your arrival, coincidentally. But was it coincidence? Were you and Derville Creel just innocent bystanders caught in the crossfire, or might you have been specifically targeted, and if so, why? My understanding is that you are interested in becoming Starfinders, and since you were witnesses to the attack, I would like to ask you to investigate the incident on behalf of the Society. Find out exactly what happened and why. It may simply be a matter of being in the wrong place at the wrong time. I have no doubt station security will rule it so. But if Derva was murdered, I would like to find justice for my friend. At the same time, this will give you the opportunity to demonstrate your own skills and abilities and show the Society that you are worthy of the title Starfinder. Are you willing to take on this task?
Well, it's not exactly the manner we were looking for, but it is why we're here.
Yes, I'm willing to give you a signing bonus plus expenses as well. I can provide you each 200 credits if that sounds fair.
Seems fair enough.
Okay. You can add 200 credits to your accounts then. Chiskisk wires each 200 each. Chiskisk wires the credits across to your accounts. Again, kind of tapping at the console in front of them.
No, I'm going to wear this one, honey.
You're new to the station. I don't believe that either of you have housing currently available.
Sorry, what?
Sorry, could you say that again? It broke up.
You're new to the station. I don't believe that either of you have housing. Is that correct?
Housing, no.
So I can suggest a good place for you, or if you would prefer to find something on your own, there are no lack of accommodations to be found on the station.
What do you suggest?
There's a nice little place, a little bit rough around the edges, but cozy and well known to Starfinders, not too far from here, called the Moons of Sleep. They've got reasonable rates, and the owner is a former Starfinder Society member, and generally works well with us.
Did you get that?
I think I got most of it. Sounds like a good enough place to me.
Yes. Here, and Chiskisk pulls out kind of like a wrist communicator, like some sort of wrist-mounted computer, which has a holographic display. Pushes a few things, pulling up a series of hexadecimal digits, and kind of grabs them with one clawed finger and pushes the hologram in your direction, and you can see it kind of disappear, and then your own devices light up with a flash saying that you have received a message. He says, and they say, "This is my communicator ID if you need to reach me." you can find me quite easily anytime if you need information or simply to give me a status update. I would appreciate if you would keep me in the loop, as the kids say.
That shouldn't be no problem.
Yes, and is that...
Would I be impressed by the technology he just used?
It's
or is it pretty
common. I mean, that's just how it works. Like, if you want to share information, it's like, you know, it's like the convenience of today's technology, plus it's better because the future. So that's a common feature. If you wanted to share your own communicator ID with someone, or a document of reasonable size or something like that, you could do it the exact same manner.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
So like I said, I wish I could welcome you to the station in a slightly less macabre manner, but unfortunately, this is where we are. Is there any questions that I can answer for you? Information I might be able to provide to set you on your way? I can suggest generally that you kind of consider the investigation that you're looking into, try to break it into groups that you are investigating, and perhaps investigate them all individually. And if there are any questions you have about the station or areas hereabout that you can't simply look up on Space Google, as you young people seem to prefer to do these days, I'm more than happy to give you any knowledge that I can provide.
I just look at Kima like, do you have anything to say? But I don't say anything.
Sounds good. We'll definitely get back in touch with you if we have questions. But as you can imagine, it's been a long day, and I think we just need to kind of regroup and form our strategy plan.
Yes, please make sure that you're well rested before moving on. We wouldn't want any more unfortunate accidents. Best of luck to you, and definitely reach out if I can help you in any way. So the Sheeran inclines their head and then doesn't completely dismiss you, but kind of does a "I'm expecting you to kind of clear out now" body posture.
So I head for the door.
Okay.
Or Kima heads for the door, I guess.
So whoever is closest to the door, go ahead and give me a perception check.
I think Kima is closer to the door.
I don't know who's closer to the door. Probably me.
Yeah, since you said you were heading to the door, I would imagine it's you.
23.
Okay. You hear kind of like crackling, like electricity crackling type sound, and thumping coming from outside the door.
That's ominous.
Is that Mary?
Yes. I'm in Mary's
Hi,
room.
Mary.
So an electric crackling and thumping coming from outside the door, like someone walking or like someone banging on the door.
Not on the door. The thumping, it's something is being thumped that is not the door. It's something outside. But it sounds as if a blunt object were being brought down with not incredible force, but some amount of force against another hard object of some sort.
So I'm gonna tell everybody what. I'm gonna tell everybody. I think something's wrong. Everybody get down. And then I'm gonna like head towards the door to pay attention. I don't know if that makes sense. I'm gonna try to gather more clues before I open the door.
Alright, so yeah, you still hear kind of the thumping and crackling, and then I'm assuming you're kind of like trying to, press your ear against the door to listen, or what?
Yeah.
Okay. You can now hear someone kind of yelling almost incoherently.
Okay, so I'm gonna open the door and get ready to charge out.
Okay.
Just for the record, when she said to get down, I'm lying on the floor on my stomach, and I am sighting like I have my gun braced on the floor, pointed at the door.
Okay. So as
And
you
that's
open
like
the
how I
door, you see an android carrying a baton, or holding a baton, which they are using to strike that robot the robot guide who brought you up the elevator, which is now sitting in a sparking mess on the ground, and they are looking at another robot which is flying around and kind of pointing toward them and yelling almost incoherently with an incredibly annoying voice. And Anna, would you like to describe how you look?
Annoyingly good looking, kind of. Well, not really annoyingly like super good looking, but kind of like Justin Bieber, but a robot.
I heard something about a beaver and a robot.
Bieber, Justin Bieber.
Justin Bieber, but a robot. With like super bright, obnoxiously colored clothes.
And do you have like blonde hair?
Oh yeah. No, like blonde hair, yeah.
So yeah.
I yell, quick, kill it before it hurts my eyes anymore!
So I'm going to try to tackle the android. So that would be a combat maneuver?
Yeah. But as soon as you open the door, the android then looks toward you, and Anna, you had heard that there were some new Starfinders that were going to be assigned an interesting job, and you have been looking into becoming a Starfinder as, you know, the next leg of your kind of productions, and so your goal here is to join their group. So you can see her there.
I was trying to help.
You gonna say something, or are you gonna just get tackled?
Because I'm getting ready to jump on you.
Yeah. Okay. So, gonna turn around, sees you kind of coming out the door. There's just one of you, right? The other one's still in the room.
Yeah.
Yeah, the other one's laying on the floor, probably not visible.
All right. Cool. So I kind of start to come towards you guys with the robot following behind me. I look up at the robot. I'm like, "Sup, my dudes? See, this here is my new best buddy in the whole world." Name again? I look over at Rebecca's character.
So, my character probably thinks you're still delusional and just tackles them.
Okay, it's gonna be a hard roll. Make an attack.
I got a 20.
Anna, what is your KAC plus 8?
Let's see. So my KAC is 18 plus 8. That's 26.
Yeah, you don't even get close. So, you can describe how she fails her attempt to tackle you.
Yeah, so as she comes toward me and tries to tackle me, I'm actually going to like kind of like bend down and maneuver to where I actually make it so that she just kind of hugs me. And I'm like, "See, my best buddy here. Long time no see. All right, so my noob dude, what is our mission? Because I heard it was going to be pretty cool. And everybody knows that I always do the coolest stuff."
So, Kima kind of backs up and looks towards the room and says, "Wreckage, I think this is your department."
Can we shoot her now?
It's a him.
Can we shoot him now?
It's a they.
Can we shoot them
The
now?
android thing is a they, that is true.
Yeah.
Can we
Did
shoot
you
the
just
non-binary
assume my
creature?
gender? Did you say that outside? Wait, did you say that out loud? Did you say that can we shoot them out loud? Well, did you say
can I shoot
him out
the
loud?
non-binary robot now?
It's too late. You already said, can we shoot him?
You already said you said don't shoot him. I am gonna look at you, and I'm gonna look at you so hard, and I'm gonna be like, dude, did you just assume my gender?
Would you rather I called you it?
Hey, man, that's offensive. I'm a person too, you know. I am, and I'm gonna look over at the robot. Spewty die!
What'd you say?
Spewty die, but in a really annoying voice, as I'm looking over at the robot that is pointing at me, possibly like a camera. It's just staring at her.
Ah.
I missed what it was that you said.
Look on Roll20. Read the text underneath Anna's character icon.
There's no text.
There's no text. You can only see your own.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. So annoying. There.
There we go.
Oh, so you're like a PewDiePie clone.
I ain't no clone. I'm an android, man.
Well, at least he's a cute android.
Oh, yeah.
Depends on who you ask.
You know
it still hurts my eyes.
But colors are pretty. Besides, you and I are dressed in black, so, you know. Yay, we rock.
You're so metal. You only wear black.
I guess the good question would be, how familiar are you with the station? I say to the android thing.
Actually, also, go ahead, roll. Anna, what was the roll to see if they recognized you? Do you remember that?
It was no, I don't remember.
Be under your class information.
Class envoy. Looking for.
Or not your class. It was your theme. Sorry. Wrong thing.
Yes.
This is so just fascinating.
Yeah. It's. I don't think I have anything. I don't think they roll that until I'm at level 6.
Okay. So I guess they won't just like recognize you. But anyway, so we can continue from there. The question is, how well do you know the station?
Right. Are you kidding, man? I know the station like the back of my hand.
Well, that's as good a place as any to start. I know we've got a space Google Maps, but...
Do you have any liver spots of which you are only just now aware?
Are you kidding, man? The skin is flawless. Like my game. Oh, yeah.
I still say we should shoot it.
Well, I got one more question before you shoot it. Why were you bashing the robot?
So the answer is that you were not supposed to be on this level, and the robot was trying to make you leave. Except it's not really an attack robot, so all it was doing was sitting there going, "Excuse me, sir, you need to leave the premises. Excuse me, sir, you are required to leave the premises. Excuse me, sir, you are not permitted in this area." And he just kept doing that until you got tired of it and murdered it.
Oh, you murdered the robot!
Okay, my answer, the way I'm gonna say it, is well, you know those paparazzi, man. Sometimes they just get really carried away when they meet a superstar like myself.
Superstar. Oh, this sounds like so much fun. Sarcastically. And I just kind of turn and head towards the exit.
Okay, you now are required to...
After we shoot it, can I take a look on it?
So, you're now required to escort yourself down, since the escort robot has been horrifyingly murdered.
How difficult is that to do, escorting ourselves down?
Not
It's just
very. Mostly you just get in the elevator and hit ground floor. So you get back down to the bottom where there's still a general mass of various adventurers kind of going around to different areas, standing in line, different things. You kind of walk past the secretary who greeted you. Unless you interact with her, she's going to completely ignore you.
Nope, I'm headed out.
Okay. You are now outside the building without any significant drama.
Let's try to find that inn or whatever it was. 2 moons or whatever.
The moons of sleep.
As soon...
Yeah, the moons of sleep.
As soon as we get outside, Speedy Guy is going to look at his... Is somebody talking right now?
No.
Oh,
Wayne's microphone had wind issues.
That was probably it. Anyways, so as soon as we get outside, my character is going to look over at his robot that's floating and following him and be like, "All right, so my dudes, just so you know, this is going to be the beginning of our journey. Now look behind me at these fine people to my right."
Did you just assume their gender?
Dudes is
And then
non-gender.
roll her eyes.
He's gonna look over. Yeah, he's gonna kind of like brush that one off and like not really hear you because for one thing he's too busy talking. He actually honestly doesn't hear what your character said at all over the sound of his own voice. Yeah, so he's gonna go on and he's gonna be like, and so these whatever he was saying, left and to my right, these are going to be the amazing people that are going to be the backup characters to this fantastic main person who everybody loves. And yeah, it's going to be a great one. See you guys in the next episode. And do like finger guns.
Okay, Wreckage, you can shoot him now. Nah.
Does this fool think that he's in a hologram show or something?
He is in a hologram show. That camera is the robot is filming him.
Oh.
Well, technically
he's
not
like
filming,
a super
but recording.
celebrity YouTube thing. Sort of.
Well, I guess that kills the idea of shooting it, because, we can't really shoot it on national television.
Well, not national television, but they are a, holotube star.
Yeah.
HoloTube, I like it.
Alright, you guys are standing in front of the building. Speedy Die just finished a video, and we're all awkwardly staring at each other, I guess.
No, I was headed towards Rebecca's in place.
Yeah.
I was still walking.
That was my plan, anyway.
I was
for the
walking and
sleeping.
talking. I've gotten more or less good at that.
You can chew bubblegum and talk. You're that talented. Or not and talk, and walk.
Oh, yeah.
You're that talented. Yeah,
Oh,
so
yeah.
you guys, it's not terribly far. It does take you a little bit out of the way because the area where the Lore Spire complex sits is prime real estate, and so it's still in the dome, but it's a slightly less nice part of the dome, where the Moons of Sleep is. You guys are able to find it with the help of Space Google Maps quite easily. Plus, I'm sure Speedy Die is more than happy to tell you exactly where it is and the best way to get there.
Oh, yeah. And on the way.
Is Speedy
Say
Die
what?
And
A chicken.
Speedy Die's icon is currently a rubber chicken. That is correct.
Awesome. Cool.
What does Beauty Die look like, though?
Justin Bieber.
Well,
Justin
I
Bieber,
know that
but a
much,
robot and blonde hair.
right? But I guess, like, how, like, could you possibly pass as human?
Androids generally have kind of like glowing circuitry lines. If those were covered up with makeup or something, then yes. But otherwise, no.
Ah.
Alright, so we find the inn.
Anna, you were saying you did something along the way?
I was just saying that I told them how to get there and the best places to eat and any strange adventure that I had along the way. And
like that one
So by
time.
the time we got there, we just want him to shut up.
Oh, you wanted that long
that's just how
before
I
you
feel
arrived.
all the time.
So yeah, you arrive at the Moons of Sleep. It's nice. It's kind of got it's a fairly large building. It's about 8 stories tall, but not very wide. And it kind of splits in the middle, so it's got this V-shaped shape to it. It's pretty neat looking. And then there is a holographic moon hovering above the kind of center of the V, and it slowly cycles back and forth between the two ends. Heading inside, you're greeted by a Kasatha, who is those are the people with the long skulls and the forearms.
Right.
Wearing nice clothing and a highly ornamental face mask, and yeah, you kind of go up to the counter, and the Kasathan female says to you, "How can I help you?"
We're new to the Starfinders. Chiskis recommended we come here to book rooms for our stay.
Excellent. And how long will you be staying with us?
Let's start with a week and see from there.
Very good. And what kind of altitude and view would you prefer? We can set you up in the front. There's a nice view of the Blue Spire. Not Blue Spire. Blue. I can't remember anything. What? Blue something or other. Blue Rise. There's a view of the Blue Rise Towers and the grounds surrounding it. If we put you up in the back, there you can actually see space from there over the top of some of the lower buildings, as long as we put you high enough up. Do you have any preferences, or should I just choose something for you?
I kind of prefer to be in the back near the top if that's easily available.
Of course. And how many rooms are you looking to get? So you can either get multiple rooms with individual beds, or you could get like one room with 1 or 2 beds, or one room with 3 or 4 beds.
I wink at Rebecca's character and say, "We could just get 2 rooms."
We're gonna need 3.
Okay.
Definitely gonna need 3.
And what are you looking for? Efficiency rooms, suites, sleeping pods?
Probably efficiency rooms.
Very good. So that will be 3 credits per night per room. Will you be paying together or individually?
Individually. So I'm gonna hand her the credits. So I give her 21. Boop beep boop boop boop.
Okay, yeah, if you're going to do it a whole week at a time, you can do that for 15, or if you want to just do it a day at a time, you can do it 3.
Hey, why don't we put the rooms in PewDiePie's name?
I pay for the whole room, so.
So you pay for the whole week? Alright, so that's 15 credits. And she does something very similar to what Chiskiss did, where she types in some things on a wrist communicator and then flicks it toward you. And you can see that you have been given the digital key to your room.
Cool.
Which includes...
So I'm gonna head up towards my room and let the other weirdos figure out their stuff.
Okay. Other weirdos?
I'm gonna go up and I'm kind of like leaning on the counter and I'm gonna be, kind of like, yeah, just give me a room, something nice, but not too nice. Probably about the same as what she got, about the same.
Of course. And do you have a preference for where you would like to be positioned?
I've always found that, the openness of space really, really helps, fuel the creative mind of a hollow tuber such as myself. We have to have that feeling of freedom, kind of like space.
Oh, you're a hollow tuber? What's your screen name?
You maybe heard of I'm a PewDiePie, or not, SpewDiePie.
SpewDiePie. Oh, yes, SpewDiePie. My,
I do a lot of, like,
Yeah, my daughter's a huge fan. She talks about you. Yeah, I think I can set you up with something. And so you pass over 15 credits and she does something similar, but you notice that what she swipes across is actually a nicer room than the one that Kima got. It's larger, better amenities, actually has 2 beds, the whole thing.
It's good to be the king.
Nice.
I hope you have a comfortable stay. And you, sir, she says, looking down at a small rat man and his little trundling robot.
Yeah, I'll take something like the robot got, because I like space too.
Very well. And are you looking for an efficiency?
But can I have something far away from his room?
I can arrange for that. Yeah, I can put you on the other side of the V.
Sounds good to me.
Very well. And
I want the
would you
biggest
prefer to
bed
be
you
high
got.
up or low down?
High up.
Very good. 15. Are you paying for a week in advance, or are you going to pay one day at a time?
I'll pay a week in advance.
Well, that's 15 credits. And so, same thing again. Gets a room, swipes it over to you. Get a little notification. You have the digital key, as well as, details on your room number and how to get there.
And what room will you be staying in, sweetheart?
Oh, I only work here.
I didn't think this through. I didn't know what to say next. All right, I just stand there awkwardly with a cheesy grin on my face.
Well, have a great stay. If I can do anything to make any of you more comfortable, you can. Or if our staff, she doesn't say I specifically, if our staff can do anything to make you more comfortable, please contact the front desk.
Thank you. And I head off to my room.
Very good. So each of you are in your individual little rooms. Burp, burp, burp.
Excuse me.
You can see. I think I may have to put your characters on, don't I? Can you see now?
Wow. Yeah.
All right.
Cool.
So yeah, you guys are in your own little individual rooms.
It looks a little bit like the prison that they put Khan in the new Star Trek movie.
Cool.
But with more furniture.
So what would you like to do?
I put my robot thing, my droidica.
There is,
in
by
the
the way,
closet.
there is like a cafeteria if you guys wanted to meet together and get dinner. Or there's also plenty of nicer restaurants not in the hotel.
Is it like one of those hotel and casino type of things?
No, there is no casino.
Oh. Okay. Are there such things in this?
Yeah, remember
place,
the
area?
casino ship that floated by the cryo chamber, you know where you woke up, the cryostasis ship, and there was a whole ship that was like a floating casino that floated by at one point.
I'm gonna go eat in the hotel cafeteria thing.
And I'm assuming at this point that you guys have all swapped identifiers so that you can contact each other.
Probably.
I didn't get Justin Bieber's.
You probably got it. You just ignored it.
Yeah.
But you got it. And
You
Justin
got
Bieber
it,
got
all right.
yours.
Oh my. Justin Bieber's got my number.
Womp womp.
So Kima probably goes down and kind of grabs something to go, food-wise, and then goes back to her room and is going to spend the time space Googling information on the two bands and gangs, I guess.
Okay.
And just trying to get familiar with all of that, and that's how Kima's going to spend her evening / night.
Okay. So as you guys go into the diner, however many of you go down there, there's a large hollow screen kind of on one end, and you can hear some sort of a newscaster on it, and he says, "Hello, my name is Roger Glipglorp, bringing you the evening news. In other news, despite the fact that there was no other news before the other news, in other news, the mysterious ship, the Acreon, and the drift rock attached to it is still floating in quarantined space. The crew, presumed dead and so far missing, has mysteriously vanished. The ship, seemingly on autopilot, arrived merely a week ago." Actually, I think it may have been more than a week. We'll just say a week, and then we'll change that if I find out otherwise. "Merely a week ago, sparking many rumors as to what could have happened. My theory
That's our
is..."
ship, isn't it?
What?
Like, is that the ship we arrived on? Do we
No.
recognize it as the ship?
No, that's
Okay.
definitely not the ship you arrived on.
Okay, cool.
Actually, I'm going to ask, can we assume that this is the sort of world like in the movies where as soon as we turn on the news, it's something relevant?
What do you mean something
Because in the
relevant?
movies, that always happens.
Well, like, this is a
movies,
game, so yes, the fact that I am saying this probably means it's significant.
Okay, but Rebecca is seeing this, not me.
Didn't
No,
you
you're
both
down
go down
here
to
too.
the...
You said you were gonna get food.
Oh, yes. Okay, sorry.
Any of
I
you
thought
that
you were
went...
watching this in your room.
No. Any of you that went down to get food are seeing this.
Okay.
With the mysterious appearance of the ship, there are rumors swirling about, and this reporter would certainly like to put his 2 cents in. I think it was space aliens. Space aliens from space came in and sucked their brains out. This is Roderick Glurp signing out. Until next time. So, yeah. And then
Aren't we all space aliens?
Yes, yes. That's what it is showing. He's an idiot.
So, after the news blurb cuts out, it switches over to some sort of reality TV show about who can fit the most deadly spiders in their mouth. And a group around the TV
How many?
are all thoroughly engrossed.
Who's winning, and how many are there in their mouth?
The winner appears to be a what are those creatures called? A Vesk. Largely just because the Vesk have very large mouths, and you can see this. It's a green and gray scaled Vesk, very muscular and large, but you can see that the color is already starting to drain from their face. Probably as a result of multiple spider bites to the tongue and palate. And
who's the one that appears to be losing?
The one that's dead.
What?
The one that's dead?
Yeah. It is the biggest loser is definitely a Lashunta, who is lying dead on the ground. Beyond that, there's also an Elibrian who does not seem to be doing well, but is not dead. But they only have 2 spiders in their mouth.
Okay. If it was like a close thing, I was thinking I might try to like get a round of bets going, but in this case, it's like already too obvious who's going to win. So I just sit back and watch the show whilst jamming finger food in my mouth.
It's like actual fingers.
It's
like eating chicken wings. It's like chicken wings, but it's like an ape from some planet who has nice thick meaty fingers.
It's not gross. Like it's not gross or
it's
taboo.
It's literal fingers, but it is deep fried and you're dipping it in something.
Okay. So that's what I'm doing.
Kima, you're just like grabbing something and eating as quickly as possible.
I'm grabbing something and taking it back to the bedroom as quickly as possible.
Cool. Alright. So, what do you want to search for first? I will point out that if you're just space Googling, you're going to have only access to publicly accessible information. And in the case of the gangs, there's not a ton, obviously. You can get some police reports and that sort of thing, but that's about all you'll be able to get just by space Googling. Unless you have a more tech-savvy character use their computer skill to kind of troll through the dark web or the dark web.
You're an anti-techie. I'm a techie. So you might want to ask me to come help you hack if you want to hack.
I thought I had decent techie tech skills.
Well, what's your computer skill?
I'm trying to find it.
I don't think she had it. She was going to be the eco person that didn't do tech.
She uses tech.
User advice.
Yep, you do not have computers, Rebecca.
So I can't even use my space phone?
You can use your space phone. That doesn't require a computer's check. You just can't do anything that requires a computer's check.
So you could ask your pet rat to come help you.
So I guess
Where's
I
Beauty
look
Die?
for.
I mean, they are clearly a netizen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I thought that was just like his people that handled that for him.
His people?
He's a YouTuber, Wayne.
I was being a butt.
Kim was like, who do I hate less?
Actually, I was gonna say that
You can
I know
go
we got
out
a little bit.
and do some good old-fashioned police work. You don't have to use your computer.
I wish you could see Rebecca's face right now.
I guess what I meant was getting kind of late, and we got a really late start, so I kind of wanted to wait, but it's usually in like a
She's
half
tired,
hour
and
we try to
usually
get
in
the
about a
kids
half
to bed.
hour we start putting the kids to bed.
Yep. Well,
And
we've got about I don't know, 15 minutes according to my hourglass before we would normally wrap up. We usually
Okay, so
aim for
I'm
about
gonna
an
do
hour-long
some.
episode.
So I do some space googling and kind of get frustrated when that doesn't work. So I'm gonna head out into the hallway and try to, as you put it, some good old-fashioned police work.
Okay, so you head out of the building, presumably, and where are you going?
I guess I'm gonna kind of start heading down.
Okay.
at this point, I'm going to say that I've eaten enough food that I am now looking for someone to play space poker with. Or rather, looking for somewhere to play space poker.
All right. So we will get back to you.
Cool.
So, Rebecca, you
just wanted to throw it out there in case it was pertinent at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Rebecca,
but I can
you
wait.
can use you could use a diplomacy check if you can find someone to talk to try and get information out of them. You could also use an intimidate check to try and lean on them. You can use. I don't think you have culture. Yeah, you don't have culture, so you can't use that. Yeah, that's basically your options here.
So I guess I will.
Speedy Die, do you stalk Kima and join her when she leaves?
Oh yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're joined by Speedy Die as you're leaving, Rebecca.
Oh, enough today. Try to keep a little bit of a low profile, okay?
What are you talking about? I always have a low profile, man.
Did you use your disguise kit before heading out?
Yes, I have glasses and a mustache on now.
Is it a pink mustache?
Yes. It matches my tie.
Yay. Well, at least it's better.
Okay, where are you guys heading?
Down.
Okay, just generally down?
Yep, just generally down.
Okay, so you...
Down in Goblin Town.
Womp womp. Yeah, so you pretty quickly exit the...
Hey! Just go sit down, honey.
You pretty quickly exit the dome and head down into the lower layers of the station. How far are you going? So you can go down to the arms, which is kind of the middle class area and also the docking stations. You could go down, like if you go down all the way, you can get all the way down into the spike, which is the lower area of the station. And that's generally where, criminals and whatnot hang out. And the very end areas of the spike, the very lowest, are actually almost never, nobody ever goes there. And there are rumors of like horrible creatures and disappearances down in the very tip of the spike.
Ooh. Let's go there.
You want to die?
Oh. Alright,
Okay, so you're just heading down to kind of some of the layers of the spike. Now, your quick space Googling did tell you that the level 21 crew is named that because they their territory is level 21 of the spike. So you know generally where they're located.
Cool. We're gonna kind of head that way.
Okay. Yeah, so as you go down, the air gets more stale. There's often loose wiring and leaks around you. The general, it goes from these kind of wider streets to very narrow areas that are almost like alleys. Various areas, you can hear, breaking glass occasionally in the background and yells. Always seemingly off in the distance, and occasionally you'll come by little markets down around there, selling various goods from stalls set up haphazardly around these narrow corridors.
Cool.
Other than going down, I don't know what you're doing, so you're gonna have to give me more detail if you want to do anything. I mean, there's people around. If you want to talk to somebody, you could.
I don't know.
There are people around if you want to just find someone.
Pie.
There are bars if you want to try and find a bar to get someone drunk. There are options.
Let's do the bar thing and go into the bar and yeah.
Okay.
We'll see how long it takes before somebody starts trying to beat up the gay android.
Yeah, so you
Sorry. I was just gonna say PewDiePie is being a little bit over dramatic as he's going through, kind of like talking back to his camera every once in a while, being like, all right, so guys, it was good knowing you. When this is the end of me, remember that I went out trying to do something great for all of you guys. Don't do this at home. I do this so you don't have to.
Okay. So, Spewdie, you spot a bar, kind of pretty close to you, called Besmara's Bosoms.
Yay, booty.
Sounds like my kind of.
Yeah, and there's a large neon sign out front depicting a very well-endowed lady in a pirate hat.
Damn, I should have gone along.
Yeah.
PewDiePie's gonna head that direction.
Okay. So you guys get inside. It's not particularly well lit. The kind of smoke and haze is thick in the area. You can see a number of the patrons of the bar either deep in cups, or some of them are actually breathing some sort of gases or vapors out of tubes. Not vaping per se, but it's more like unusual atmospheres that they're breathing. More so than like adding a vapor to what they're breathing. Yeah, there's a very crusty looking bartender at the front passing out drinks.
Does he say, "Welcome to the Krusty Krab"?
Why would he say that? It's called Bismarck's Bosoms.
I don't know. You said he was looking crusty, and I just thought of a crab, and then there was Mr. Krabs. Anyway, never mind. I'm not even here. I'll shut up.
Yeah. Speedy Guy is gonna go up to the bar and he's going to order his favorite drink and interesting atmosphere.
Is it a White Russian?
No, it's a pink nebula. Okay.
Yeah, so he's gonna do that, and after he orders, he's gonna be like, so I was just kind of wondering, if I were happen to be looking for certain not as prestige that possibly, maybe bases out of around this area. I wonder if who we would talk to.
Good. So roll. What do you want to use? You can use diplomacy. You could use bluff. I don't know, you're not exactly bluffing, so that would be more diplomacy.
Yeah. I can roll diplomacy. Just hit the roll button.
Yeah.
The little dice next to it. Cool. 15.
All right. He kind of looks you up and down for a minute, and then he says, "Well, you didn't hear it from me, but I'm assuming you're talking about the level 21 crew. Well, they're well-known criminals. Mostly they just do some theft. They fence stolen goods from time to time, a bit of gambling, prostitution, racketeering, smuggling, that sort of thing. Not bad boys, all things considered, compared to some of the other gangs, especially some of the ones lower down. Actually, they take pretty good care of us here on level 21. They occasionally hire themselves out to defend other groups, especially they seem to have a thing for helping marginalized groups. People who can't stand up for themselves, but only if they have a few credits to spare, of course.
I'm gonna, after I kind of hear, I'm gonna listen and be like, yeah, I'm going to flick him an extra credit and, tell him thank you. And I'm going to lean over to Rebecca's character, kind of cover up my, camera robot and whisper, "What are we looking for again?"
At the moment, we're just trying to gather some information. I don't have a lot to go on. We're trying to find out why these two gangs were at the dock when we arrived, and whether or not Dwarf Dude was murdered or just an innocent bystander. Innocent bystander? But I want to find more information on the other group because they're the ones that looked annoyed when the dwarf died.
Level 21 is the ones who looked annoyed when the dwarf died.
Ah, okay. So this is the group we want to know. Okay, cool. Then I'm going to mention that there was a look of annoyance when the dwarf was caught in the crossfire. So I feel like they must have... known something, at least, whether that was he didn't need to die or what. So, yeah.
Got it. Okay, so try to find some of the group and talk to them, or what? What are we going for here?
I want to gather information so that tomorrow we can find the group and try to approach them. But today I wanted to get an idea of who they were to the common folk, I guess.
Got it. Okay. So we're like...
So we got a good answer there.
Okay, awesome. Well, of course, that's what's expected, when a professional is here,
Well, I do have to say, you're not altogether useless. And pay for my drink, and then we head up.
Okay.
Oh, no, I'm staying and finishing my drink and my atmosphere.
Oh, okay, then, well, I'm going to stay until you're about done. What way?
Would Kima also like to try and gather some information?
Sorry, what, Thomas?
Would you like to also try and gather some information?
I want to try kind of eavesdropping around the room and seeing if anything useful is mentioned versus, like, approaching someone.
Okay, so...
For at least a while.
The general, most popular topic of conversation is the Acreon and the Drift Rock attached to it, and people, conjecturing what might have happened to the crew. There are all kinds of theories. One that seems especially popular is that they just all came down with space madness and walked out of the airlock one at a time without their spacesuits on. Others are that they picked up some sort of horrible virus while traveling through the drift that stripped away their flesh, leaving nothing but skeletons behind on the ship. Another theory is that they collided with some extra dimension, some other dimension, and all of the organic material aboard was sucked into another dimension, while only the mechanical remains of the ship and the Drift Rock remained, still piloting by autopilot to the station, but nothing about the level 21 crew.
Okay. So I'm going to go up to the cutest person in the bar. Doesn't matter which gender. Okay. Doesn't matter which gender. And
okay, so there's another Lashinta sitting at a table playing cards kind of absent-mindedly. Clearly there's it's a very low stakes game. There are bets, but it doesn't seem like anything that anyone is terribly worried about. They're mostly just socializing. And there is a female Lashinta there, dressed a little bit it's like a trashy nice, kind of like blinged out basically, but she's very attractive, and you can smell those Lashinta pheromones coming off of her. She's going full tilt on the charm here. By the way, that's also a thing that you can do, is squirt out pheromones to try and get people to like you better. Now, she is...
I should have gone with them.
She is a Demaya,
prostitute? Is she
really
prostitute trashy?
Hard to say. She's certainly not dressed as a nun.
What difference does it make?
Because I'm not paying.
Oh.
But she's also not wearing, like, a tube top and a miniskirt.
Okay.
So, hard to say.
The question is, are you down to be paid?
Am I down to be paid?
But yeah, and she is not a Karosha. She is a Demaya, so she is, taller, slender, much more of like what would typically be considered attractive in a female.
So, they're currently in the middle of a card game, or?
They're absently mindedly. It's one of those where, it's not super active. You kind of throw a card down in a pile, and the first one to get rid of all their cards wins type of game.
Okay.
They're not paying a huge amount of attention to it. They're clearly more interested in other things. Generally, they're talking a little bit. They don't seem to be super closely. They don't know each other super well, but they do seem to be loosely. They do seem to be acquaintances of some sort, and they're kind of discussing the news and their woes at home and that sort of thing.
So I'm gonna kind of hang on. I'm trying to think. So I'm gonna go up and introduce myself. Be like, I'm so awkward, but my character isn't awkward.
Yep.
Hey, I'm Kima. Kind of new in the area, and was wondering if I could get in on the card game while my friend finishes up his drink and atmosphere.
Oh, yes, of course. The more the merrier. So they kind of take the cards and put them back in a pile, shuffle them up, and then, you're proffered a chair and the cards are redistributed. The guy doing the distribution of the cards, the dealer, is kind of gives you a quick rundown of the rules. It's not terribly complicated.
Okay, cool.
Some sort of mathematical formula used to determine whether or not you can put a card down on top of a previous card, and whoever gets rid of all of their cards first wins.
Okay. So I make sure to sit next to you, girl, and a little ways into it,
He's like, "Hey, my name's May. My name's May. You're new to the station? That's exciting."
Yeah, it's definitely been a learning experience.
Oh, awesome. Where are you from? I don't know.
Please.
You would know that the most likely planet for a Lashunta to be from would be Castorville, if you want to say that. Alternatively, you could also be a drifter, whatever you want to come up with. There's options.
Pretty much raised in space. No home but my bunk roll. I guess.
Exciting. I've never actually been off station.
Oh, you should definitely come sometime. Be happy to show you around a bit.
Yeah, if only it were that simple. What brings you to the station?
Trailing news and interesting adventures. Got an offer to do some work in the area and thought I'd pick it up.
Well, I've been on this station my whole life. If you're ever interested in maybe seeing some sights, I'd be happy to take you around.
Well, that sounds great. What would you think about maybe tomorrow afternoon, and I'll pick dinner up for us?
Yeah, that would work.
For dinner.
What kind of sights is she gonna show her, I wonder?
You'll have to wait until next time on Dead Sons. Yeah, that'd be awesome. It's a date, sweetie.
We need to have like a soap opera theme song.
I'm gonna flick her my contact information. Beep, beep, beep.
Okay.
Like, thanks, whatever.
Yeah,
we need a theme song that sounds something kind of like the Love Boat theme song.
Womp womp. So she kind of flicks her contact back as well. And included is actually an address doesn't say anything about what that address is.
Cool. So, I don't know, just random chit chat then, since I've scored a date, and I'm just waiting for something die.
Spewty die.
Spewty die to finish his drink and atmosphere, so.
Alright, Spewty die. I'm assuming you finish it up.
Oh yeah, he feels much better now. He maybe rambling about loving his rubber chicken.
And Spewty die does produce a rubber chicken from some pocket within his, or they produce a rubber chicken from some pocket within their gear.
So, on the way back up...
Petting the rubber chicken as he talks.
Oh, lovely. On the way back up, Kima's gonna ask, so as an android, there's a lot of choice that you get to do. And have you just not decided whether you're male or female? Have you just not got those accessories? Do you ever plan to get the accessories?
Aw, man, why would you want to get bogged down with only one choice, man? If you can have all of it, if you can have it, you can have everything, man. You don't need to be stuck with just one choice. I like to live my life free, you know, like the space birds, man. You want to be free, right? Like this rubber chicken here, like, you don't know. He could be a dude. He could be a chick. He could be an other. You know, why would you want to get bogged down with that, man?
So do you have both accessories?
Wouldn't you like to find out?
Being the futuristic world it is, and in space, I mean, we're probably used to aliens that have things that aren't even the same.
Says Wreckage randomly to whoever he's playing poker with. It's this weird tentacle monster, and it just like gurgles back like blah, 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 blah.
I'm trying to score with the, I'm trying to score with the tentacle monster apparently.
And the tentacle
monster was saying something about how they don't even have the same things that I'm used to.
No, the tentacle monster just every once in a while, like sends you a message that says 32 credits an hour.
Wow.
Yeah. So.
Well, that just happened.
Kima and Spewty Die are conversing as they head back up. They are going through a little bit of a dark alley, and suddenly, as they round a corner, they hear some like scratching coming from a vent next to them and another one behind them, and popping out are three bulbous-headed creatures in raggedy garbage suits, and they look at you and go, "Aha! We've found you! And you'll find out what we want next time! To be continued!"
Yay! Space Goblin!
They sounded like a hand witch.
Guy proceeds to scream in a very, very manly manner, and definitely says something that starts with F multiple times.
I'm waiting for Thomas to say.
Wait, where's your space translation for the F word?
Well, you see, I was looking for it and I can't find it.
So PewDiePie goes,
I was just half expecting Thomas to say something along the lines of, "I know space pants because your body's out of this world."
Oh.
Because he sounded like a hand witch.
A little bit.
Alright, so, let's wrap up real quick. What did Kima learn?
Kima learned that Space Google does not have all the answers. Sometimes you need specialists.
Okay. What did Wreckage learn?
I learned that sometimes tentacle monsters are way overpriced.
And what did Spewdy Die learn?
Beauty guy learned that he is, in fact, as awesome as he thinks he is.
There we go. Alright, well, thanks everybody for joining me. And I will see you all next time. Bye!
Bye!